I've got a bit to learn about this 40.
Why do you call them horses?
Because you can ride them like a horse.
Maggie.
Alright, so we're going to do some roof repairs. So to start with, I have the luxury model, got a sunroof. It's also a leak roof, leaks when it rains. I'm going to try and clean out all this filler. Use a wire brush and an angle grinder. So that way we can get the whole rain gutter off. Start cutting out some of this rust. All this is rust. And we can repair all the roof. Righto, so roof restoration, we'll see how we go. Wire brush on the angle grinder, clean out all this filler, drill out all these or grind all these pot rivets off. Get this rain gutter off, repair that. And re-rivet it to the roof after it's repaired, hopefully. Clean the lens off. Alright, well hopefully that's enough of getting that silicone out of the edges there. Alright, flip the roof over. Now let's grind all the bottom of these pot rivets off. Hopefully we can pull that off the roof. Pin punch and a hammer. You want to come get one with me, Andy? Oh, I might have to lift you up.
Yeah.
Nice work. Righto, what we're going to do, use a pin punch. Righto, so we've got a 3mm pin punch, a hammer, and my assistant. What we're going to do is put the pin punch on top of the rivet. And my assistant's gonna punch it out. Look at that. Just like that. Alright, go again.
I just don't want to hit your thumb.
No, that's up. Alright, we've cut this block of wood to put up under the rain gutter. Give it a bit more support. This is working much better, isn't it? Now I was wondering why there wasn't any rivets to knock out on this corner and knock the paint off, and you see that they've done this another dodgy patch over the top, so probably wouldn't have sealed very well around there anyway. So I have to cut that stitching off and fix that up properly. Fair income. So we've just stripped some of the paint back on it to see how much damage there is, and there's a lot more than I thought there was. So there's a lot more rust, which means there's going to be a lot more work to it. But anyway, that seems to be the life of a 40. So I'll show you a quick little bit that I've cleaned off. So this is the part I knew about. So I was well aware that I'd have to replace that, and I knew that I'd have to replace all of this. So some of these rust holes are a lot bigger than I thought once I stripped this paint off. On top of that, surprise, Come around here, some more rust along here, so that'll all have to be cut out, new patch welded in. A little bit more rust under here, up under here that I haven't pulled the paint off yet. If you lift that up, we can start breaking this away from the roof. We'll try and get this rain gutter off. I've got a small rust hole just in this corner here that braces across the roof. I'll show you. Alright, so here's my rain gutter. As you can see, once we've got it off, there's a fair bit more rust than I actually thought. So it looks like it was never on the dodgy repairs that this guy did before. Dodgy repairs, you can see here, instead of trying to flush weld it in, he's just welded this sheet straight over the top of this sheet. All this rust off, as you can see there's all that's chunked out there, so this is sort of our major damage here. So a bit of fabrication and Alright, we've got a small bit of a fold in here, so we'll line that up. We'll mark that where we need to cut that in, so we can add that fold to it. The fold actually looks like that. Righto, so what I've done is I've trimmed out this here, so you can see that bit of trimming I've done. Notched out the top. Hopefully you can fold that. And look at that. Let's weld our corner radius on, and we're slowly getting our replacement bit. Test fit the roof gutter. See how we went. See every rivet hole there? All those rivet holes there line up perfectly. Oh. Yes! Every rivet hole lines up after I've welded in that new corner. So that's fantastic. I don't have to do any more structural cutting to this. Nailed it. Awesome. Pull that back off. Okay, so we've been cutting the rust out of the roof gutter and making new patches up. Probably would have been easier to buy an entire new roof gutter, but I don't have the funds for that right now, so this is what we've been doing. So I'll show you what we've been up to. My dog's just crashed the party. So this was all rusted, so I've cut that piece out and then I've covered this in rust kill, and that's come up quite nicely. I'll give it a bit of a brush back and some zinc. This is the piece that will cover it up. So their holes are for the spot welder. Cut and patched this spot. Cut and patched over here, so we'll finish off welding them in. Also the corner here has also been done, as you saw first. So, and then the last thing we've got to do is cut this patch out. Really? Move away, move. Alright, there's my template. So we'll cut that out, and that should fit straight in that hole. Super thin aluminium can stuff. Perfect. Alright, so we'll tack weld that in, put a couple tacks on this side, then we'll flip it over and tack weld the other side. Alright, time to clean these welds up, flip it over. Righto, so we've finally repaired the roof gutter, cut all the rust out, welded in the new patches. Now we've still got this little bit of rust, a little bit of surface rust here. So what we're going to try and do is, there's all the new patch, old, new patches along there. Again, you can just see a bit of surface rust and stuff along here. So we've got this little hand sandblaster. Righto, so we're going to attempt to just sandblast the inside rim of the roof gutter, just sort of blast all that rust out, sort of, especially that loose scaly stuff. Righto, because we're sandblasting, make sure we put the bare minimum protection on. You don't want to be breathing this stuff in and getting it in your lungs. Alright, let's see how we go with it. Working on the roof gutter, and I just sort of thought I'd just clean this down just quickly, and found some cracks and some holes through the fiberglass. So, right, so we got a little hole here, seems to have cracked right along here, another hole here, some fiberglass repairs now. Alright, thanks again to our friends at Tool King. We've got some rust converter, so we've sprayed that over the very difficult spots to get to in the roof gutter. Now, just in here, I couldn't get into there, so I've cleaned up everything with a wire brush and flap discs and all that stuff, but you just can't get that little lip in there, and I knew that there was a little bit of rust in there, so I've sprayed rust converter into here, So sprayed rust converter, let it soak in really, really well. If you look really closely, you can just see the rust in there. Yeah, so the roof gutter's come up quite nice now. All the rust is out, rust converted it. Going to give it a big hit with some compressed air to just kind of blow it out and dry it out. Wipe it down with some wax and grease remover, and then we're going to hit it with some etch primer to really seal it off. Then we'll finish off with drilling the last few rivet holes. What we're going to do is put some random pot rivets in just to hold it in place, so then we can flip it over and mark where the rest of the holes need to be drilled. 2 nuts welded on the back and the holes drilled. So we'll use the actual piece as our template. Perfect. Now I did use a wire brush at the very beginning of this. It was a good idea, but when I first started I was a little bit harsh about it. So as you can see here. Alright, so I've just put some red electrical tape under that and under this corner here. We're going to just repair those 2 corners. Righto, we're finally here. We've finally repaired the roof gutter. It's just taken a ridiculous amount of time. But we're about to rivet the roof gutter back to the fiberglass roof with solid rivets and a little tool that I've made up. This has been a long process, but I'm glad we're finally at this point. We've got solid rivets. Righto, so we're going to start in this corner here. Just push the rivet through, just like that. A hole at the top that will locate on the top. And then just squeeze. Righto, 1 rivet down. Many more to go. So as you can see, the rivets have come up sensationally. Righto, I've completed it. I've finished. I've done. The roof gutter is attached. The solid rivets came up absolutely mint. I'm super happy with that. So all that needs to happen now is go to the paint shop, get Sikaflex on the bottom, and then we're done.